I don't know what you have planned for this weekend, but I'm going to be out protesting. They arrested 76 illegals, including Trendy members in Fort Worth. And I got to tell you, I'm a little upset about it. It was, so what? They're in a gang. I mean, Our Gang. Did you ever watch that with little Banky? What's the difference? So here's cut 4. This is from Fort Worth.
Areas of Fort Worth with high crime rates were targeted in a 2-month initiative called Operation Showdown. 76 people were arrested on firearm and drug crimes.
Many of the individuals arrested in this operation are convicted violent felons. Others are in our country illegally and have suspected ties to the Venezuelan transnational criminal organization Tren de Aragua, also known as TDA.
Known as TDA for people like me who can't pronounce it. Why are they just persecuting these poor people that are just coming in and they're bringing their gang because they're like, hey, I just want to melt into the society. I'm going to bring the best from my country, TDA, and I'm going to melt into this one. And then I might kill some people, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't understand,
This is where I think Trump got it wrong. I mean, he was saying that they're sending us their worst. These are their best criminals. They're fantastic at it.
No, they are.
They're really,
really
good gang members. Yeah, and I'm glad they're here.
Yeah, me too. Now let me take you to Oregon, to the Capitol, where the House of Representatives, on the floor of the House of Representatives in the Oregon Capitol, did a circus drag show. Here it is. Cut 5. Long way.
What the hell is this?
What are you talking about? It's just it's 2 guys dressed as women. One without a shirt on, apparently, and just dancing with blue hair.
What the hell is happening? At the Oregon Capitol, in front of the House of Representatives, it's like that typical C-SPAN segment with the ridiculous drag show going on, and they're not doing anything except dancing to seemingly pre-recorded music.
Yeah.
Wow, what a skill that is. What a skill.
What I love is just all the guys that are just sitting there. I mean, look at that. They're just sitting there. Most of them aren't even looking. They're just like sitting in their seats at the Capitol. Like, okay, Mr. Speaker, can we get back to some business here?
They're all in that weird. I remember when Oprah had a show and there would be a musical performer and then they would feel the need to show Oprah like dancing along, and it was super awkward because there's obviously that's just not what you do when you're sitting individually in a seat. She's like trying to act like she's into it. She never knew the words. That's kind of what it looks like with these people. They're all kind of just sitting out there awkwardly trying to decipher what the appropriate reaction is to this. By the way, the answer is to walk out.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
You get up and walk out. But you're living in Oregon, so you might walk out and be stoned to death if you did that. But probably should have walked out on that one. I wonder, Oregon, what are your elected officials doing? I mean, if you want to go to a drag show, that's fine, but why in the middle of the workday in the state House of Representatives? Was this a lead up to I like silky blue hair votes or what is this?
It's a great question. Where do you think we are in this? I was talking to Steve Deace yesterday on his show, and we were talking about where are we in this situation with the woke trans, LGBTQIA2+ thing? Is it still advancing the way that it was before? Have we turned it back? Are we, at a standoff? Where do you think we are?
I think we're turning it back, and it's going to implode on itself soon. I mean, listen to this.
That's pretty optimistic.
New York Times. Under new leader Ken Martin, the Democratic National Committee has been plagued by infighting and a drop in donation, raising alarms from Democrats as they try to win back power. Just moments into the tenure of the new party leader, Kevin Martin, the Democratic National Committee's finance situation has grown so bleak that top officials have discussed whether they might need to borrow money this year to keep paying bills. Why do you think that's happening? Why do you think that's happening? I'll tell you why that's happening. I mean, same reason it's happening. New York City Pride Parade loses corporate sponsors. Why? You can blame it on the economy, but that's not what's happening. You have this. Jasmine Crockett. Yesterday, we've got a mental health crisis in this country because everybody, no matter how you affiliate yourself, should be against Donald Trump. Wait, that's the mental health problem?
Right. I was going to say,
show you the footage of Oregon again in the state house?
I would say the fact that Jasmine Crockett got elected shows she's correct. We have a mental health problem in this country. There's a huge article today, Glenn, on this, just to back you up on this, in the New York Times as well. We've reached rainbow capitalism's end, and it's from a LGBTQIA2+ activist who talks about how all these parades are losing money. They're all hundreds of thousands of dollars in the hole because these companies are not coming out and supporting them. They say this is interesting. BarkBox, BarkBox.
No, proud to say no.
You don't. It's like a subscription box where they send your dogs like treats and toys every month.
No,
just so you know, no. If you have a wife and a pet, you're probably subscribed to it. But they sent an internal message in early June where they said, quote, "We've made the decision to pause all paid ads and life cycle marketing pushes for the Pride Kit available immediately. We need to, effective immediately. We need to acknowledge that the current climate makes this promotion feel more like a political statement than a universally joyful moment for all dog people." Now, I don't know if dog people means the people who own dogs or people who identify as dogs. I could honestly go either way on that one. But I thought it's interesting.
Rough call.
A lot of these are just capitalist decisions, right? They're not decisions saying, "Hey, we agree that mutilating your child is a bad idea." It's just capitalism, kind of people saying, "Wait a minute, like they don't believe that, so we don't want to push it. We don't want to be known as the dog treat company that stands for pride. We just want to be the dog treat company that everybody likes." What a surprise! I think that's good. It's a good move. It's not necessarily a lasting trend, though, because if that reverses itself, who knows?
You're always going to have people that just go where the popular movement is, where they can make a buck.
Yeah.
Okay, you're always going to have that. But I hope that some people have learned their lesson. That stop it. But here's the real problem. The real problem is that you're not having a massive movement. The coffers would be empty if it wasn't for government graft. And insider, trading, if you will, our tax dollars for their power. The sad thing is that this pact was made during Occupy Wall Street. I'm absolutely convinced of it. Occupy Wall Street, it just didn't disappear or fade out. Wait, a year after Occupy Wall Street, the leader of Occupy Wall Street is an honored guest at the WEF, which is nothing but politicians and giant corporations. And he's like, we found out we're real allies. It happened because all of these fringe groups that were cobbling together their power with Occupy Wall Street, all of the big corporations, all of the big businesses, all of Wall Street, they all got together and said, you know what, leave us alone. We'll help fund your crazy things that we really believe in. We'll fund all of these things. Just leave us alone. And it was right after Occupy Wall Street that all of these corporations that were just being pounded in the streets, all of a sudden, they're good guys. To all the Occupy Wall Street people, to all the leftists, they're all fine with those guys then. And what do we see? We see them starting to just pour money into the coffers of all of these left-wing groups. BLM. Everybody did it. That's all that was. But the American people see that, but they also see crazy things. Wednesday, Maxwell Frost, he's a Florida congressman, he suggested granting citizenship to every illegal alien in the country because if Republicans don't want illegal aliens in America, the fix is simple. We just make them legal. Okay. We're an immigrant-filled community. We're a community filled with people. And yes, people are going to have different statuses. And I want my Republican colleagues that say, I don't want any undocumented people in this country. I actually agree with you. So let's document everybody. That's how we fix this problem. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Really, honestly, the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Is that in line with the American people? No. Especially when New York U.S. attorney in New York was walking in the street. He had just left his office. He's strolling by a Hilton hotel. Suddenly, he spots a man behaving suspiciously. He says, I have my eye on him. I turn back and I'm in front of the Hilton and I'm just standing there and I'm looking at him and he starts yelling at me in language that I don't understand. Then he pulls out a knife and lunges at me. Now, they know who this guy is. He's an illegal alien and they think this illegal alien knew exactly who this guy was. Well, they didn't kill him like they killed the insurance, the medical insurance CEO. So they don't have a hero here, but this guy's being shipped out. But, here it is again, the uber left that is empowering all of this stuff. There's a viral video that was out for ICE, a detainee, and everybody's like, he was a dad and his wife was about to have, a baby, and they just scoop him up in the middle of the night, and look how bad this is. Well, yeah, the problem is, he was in a gang, he was convicted of murder, attempted murder, sentenced to 82 years in prison. He served 14 years, but he was married to a U.S. citizen, but notified by ICE that he had to report for deportation on June 12th. So he was, it was just a murderer. It was just a murderer. That's it. Meanwhile, the ICE facility in Portland, under daily siege by Antifa militants and riots as they spread, you're seeing now 400 threats coming in to members of the ICE over and over and over and over again. And nobody's doing anything. There's a 500% increase in assaults, not just threats, 500% increase in assaults while trying to arrest illegals. Okay. All right. This is not what the American people want. This is not who the American people are. It's not. It's not. And I am absolutely convinced that there's something else also going on here. And that something else is that, I don't know who it is, China, Iran, Russia, any of our enemies. We have enough of them. They are stirring things up. Is it a coincidence that last 2 weeks, it was all about the violence and everything else about the left? And then their No Kings protest goes off. And then all of a sudden this week, we're turning on each other. Everybody on the right is turning on each other. Is that just a coincidence? Really? Or are we being molded and shaped? Are we being pushed by foreign adversaries and adversaries here in the United States that want to see us turn on each other? We can't do it. Pay attention to what's really important, because most of this stuff is not important. But pay attention to what's really important. If somebody's trying to split you up from people that you already trust, don't listen to them. I don't care what they say they are or who they say they are. They are not a friend of the Republic.